Okay, so we're working on the book. She was the part. She was the spark. He was the fighter. Um, that changed everything. The journey of a young dreamer and the mentor who believed. So, um, like David Hancock is coming back with the same. He said almost the exact same thing that AI said, which was strange to me. But they said you want her voice to come out. You want it to be in her voice. So they don't. David doesn't think that AI can do that, and um, so if that's the case, if AI is not able to do that from your feedback and mine, it can help maybe, but um, although maybe it can because it writes as a analytic, amiable. So I don't know. Maybe it can. The key is to like I agree with that, but either she's got to write it or he's got to write it in her way. So in the first chapter of Rich Dad Poor Dad, it's almost like you want to put in the first chapter of that into AI, and then you want to. Have you ever seen a movie where it says based on a true story?
Yeah,
What does that mean?
like that it actually like happened or whatever.
Well, it's not a, they don't
Or
say it's
like
a true story. They say it's based on a true story. So everything's in it not true. Questions?
no.
And um, so it's based on a true story. The essence is true, but some of the details are not going to be true. Any idea how difficult that is for an analytic, double analytic to go ahead and process?
Pretty difficult.
Right, right. It's like this isn't true. We didn't say it's 100% true. So the goal of the book is to impact people's lives. And so if there are parts in the book, we're not saying it's 100% true. We're not saying all of this happened. We're, so we're not saying that. It's based on a true story. It's not 100% true. And so, you know, and so if you take the first, if you take it like here, and so how deep of a connection do you think you had with your grandfather?
I mean, not like deep, deep, but he was still like very special to me.
What if it was deep, deep? What if it was deep, deep, deep? What would that be like? So
I don't know.
Malachi's um, is Nora's nephew, and I don't know. I'm going to say 10, but maybe he's 8. Maybe he's 8. I don't know. And he's always taken a special liking to me. And Mary, his mom, and Nora both have said, and so Nora's dad, Malachi's grandfather, died like 2 years ago, and Malachi's was pretty close to him. So Mary made the observation that I have voice similar, like I scratch my head like he does. Like I'll be like, hmm. And so I have expressions that are similar to the grandfather, Malachi's grandfather. So he and I have played pickleball together, and he comes on the podcast at different times and says, "Hey, Mark." And so, there's a connection that he and I have. And so you're looking for something that's going to grab people, that's going to draw them in, that's going to create tension, excitement. Questions?
No.
So it's almost like he was the fire. It's almost like who's the he? It's like, well, it's your grandfather, let's say. Let's say it's your dad. Let's say it's Mark. Let's say it's your future husband. So, one of the reasons that I dated my girls when they were just little girls, and I'd always open the door to the car for them. I wanted to treat them in such a way that they would become where that's what their expectation of their husbands would be. Like their husbands, they would be attracted to a man that would treat them like their dad did. I didn't want them marrying some goofball. Questions?
No.
And so so um so how do you sound like a 20-year-old girl or woman? How do you sound like that? How do you have that voice in there with the wisdom of a grandfather or a great grandfather?
I don't really think it's going to be that hard. Like
So
if you give me the like if you write what I'm supposed to write about, basically it's like the wisdom from you but with my words or like
so the most important part of the book is the first part, the first few pages, and then the last part, the front and the back. And the book cover, it's the front cover and the back cover. And um so the front cover, or the first part of the after you have the front cover, so the book, people look at the front cover and then people look at the back cover. And then they'll look, on the first page and the second page and third page. And so how's the book starting out? And um so So on the back cover, it will have, information about you, and then it'll have information about me. Then in the back cover, we could say it's something about, so I don't know. I mean, wouldn't it be cool if you had not only the flyer for this, but wouldn't it be cool if you had the booklet?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
you had, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 10, whatever you wanted of that. Wouldn't that be cool? But we're running out of runway fast. When are you guys leaving?
Friday at noon.
Okay. So we got to get it done before Friday at noon. And so it's like, we don't have to have the book done, but we want to have, if we could have the first chapter ish or the intro or something and the back cover. And so, have you learned how to transcribe um, a,
A podcast? Yep.
yeah. So, could you transcribe this podcast and then get between you and Claude, come up with, the intro or the first chapter or something like that? And so, I knew that he was different. So that's how that's how the book starts out. I knew that he was very different. Do you want to say than any other man I've ever met? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. So I knew that he was different than any other man I've met. When I saw him, when I walked in and saw him on the floor with his granddaughter, who was only a few days old, he was connecting to her in a way that I think every woman wants to be connected to. She was precious. She was lovely. She was stunningly, radiantly beautiful. She was created in the image of God. And somehow, I'm not sure how, he felt that. He could see that. He connected with that little girl, that little baby girl, his granddaughter, in a way that every woman wants to be connected to. And I'm not sure, in looking back, honestly, if she was a spark and he was the fire, or he was the spark and she was the fire. It's confusing and brilliant. And I knew that I needed to understand this man in a deeper, more connected way. I'm a 20-year-old young Amish woman. I don't know if you use girl or woman, it's up to you. So I'm a 20-year-old, young Amish woman. I don't know if you want to say you're 19. Again, it could say that. You could say that. It's true. It's fine. Like, and so I don't know. And so, like, I met my wife when she was 18, and then we married when she was 19. And so, um, I don't know. I leave it up to you. But and I'm confused about who I am, what's going on inside of me, who am I going to be? I'm looking at, like, it seems like when he looks at people, not only his granddaughter or his grandchildren, but when he looks at me, when I see him look at other people, he sees people in a way, dot, 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 that I want to learn how to see. He's fascinating, intriguing. It's almost intoxicating to be around him, to see him care for people in a way that seems supernatural. It's like at conception, when the egg and the sperm connect, there's a spark, literally a spark that happens. Like life happens. God creates life in that moment, created in the image of God. And every single person that's alive had that experience. And it seems like he can see that, he can experience that, he can understand that, and how important not only I am, but everyone is. I'm curious. I want to get to know him. I want to understand how he was able to do that. He honestly, it seems, that he doesn't care if he's the spark or if he's the fire or the spark. He's not after that. He's looking into the future. To take everything that he's experienced in life and give it to me as a gift. Give it to me and other people as a gift. It's magical. Welcome to my journey. So you can take that. I've never audibly done that, so that'll be interesting on how that happens. But makes sense.
Yep.
All right, you go, girl. Good work.